Sometimes people deserve more. Sometimes people deserve to have their faith rewarded.
Why are you talking like that?
Because that's
Because that's how he talks.
You ready? Big news. What?
Seriously?
No pigs yet.
What? What was he doing?
Wow.
Bring him on.
Beautiful.
I was too excited after the win, so I watched this another 5 times. Leafs win 3-2 in overtime over the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I'll ask it until I can't ask it anymore. Can they? One thing I just want to get out of the way before we talk about the game, the Penguins. Sorry to the Canucks, sorry to the Flyers, but a healthy Pittsburgh Penguins squad, no question, this year's champions. Sidney Crosby has 66 points. He's still 7th in NHL scoring. Today is March 3rd. His last game was January 5th. And unless a bunch of people do a lot of scoring in the next couple days, Sidney Crosby will have been in the NHL's top 10 in scoring for 2 months without playing a game. Never mind Malkin, or Kunitz, or Orpik. There's just not enough time. Less than 7 minutes into the game, newly acquired Matt Niskanen scores his first goal as a Penguin and his first goal of the season, squeaking through Optimus Reim, and I probably should have had that one. But you know what? And you don't have to apply this to James Reimer. You can apply it to a lot of goalies out there. It's not necessarily that you let in a bad goal, it's when you make a save. As great of a goaltender as Marc-Andre Fleury is, for example, can't see him winning a Vezina. But the guy's got a 28 in the W column this year and one of these. Speaking of one of these, this game had a real playoff vibe to it. Grabowski and MacArthur fighting in the corner to get the puck, throws it out to Kuhlman. Kuhlman scores. That's a playoff goal. Kuhlman with a sweet wrister. It beats Fleury, but it's all because of the work of Grabo and MacArthur. Tied game heading into the second. Leafs scored on at 6:52 in the first. Leafs scored on again at 6:40 in the second. Something last night about being 6.5 to 7 minutes in. They always say it's the most dangerous time to let in a goal. I don't think they say that. Chris Connor breaks in, catches Phaneuf at the end of a long shift, gets Reimer to split the wickets, scores 5-hole, 2-1 Pens. Hard to blame the goalie when a guy gets in like that, but it's another one where you'd like Reimer to get it. But I think that's within his ability to stop it. So the Leafs head into the third, down 2-1 to the Pens, which sucks. You know how many games the Leafs have won when heading into the third down? This many. That's not many. And with the Leafs getting just 10 shots in the first 2 periods, they needed to work harder in the third, but also be lucky. This next goal, a little lucky. Carl Gunnarsson at the point, love him since the Caberlet trade, shoots the puck on net, and it hits Phil Kessel in the pants. The scoreboard doesn't ask how you scored it. There's Gunnarsson and Phil going, oh yeah, we meant to do that. The old pants puck play gets him every time. And the excitement is back in the city, and it's shared by the team. You see Lupul's celebration to the goal? Just genuine glee. I don't mean the kind of glee that he broke out in song. It's this little happy hop. Woo! And we go back to what I was talking about earlier. It's all about timely saves. The Penguins mustered 12 shots on James Reimer in the third. Stops all of them. Speaking of which, Leafs stats. You like stats. The Leafs currently sit 7th in NHL hits and 2nd in block shots. That's more like it. So we head to overtime and there was only 1 shot taken and 1 shot needed. Dion Phaneuf takes the puck into the Penguin zone all alone and he's surrounded. And I only got one thing floating around in my head. Why? But the Pens can't strip it off him and he waits and he waits and he waits. Finally, help arrives. Phaneuf deals it to Carl Gunnarsson at the point. To Phil Kessel down low. To Grabowski right in front. Puck hits the back of the net and the Leafs are 4 points out of the playoffs once again. I was in the ACC and as the fans were flooding out, I don't know if I've seen the ACC that happy for quite some time. And I have to stand by the Gate 5 set for the Leafs TV postgame show during the game and I'm listening to the radio call as it's happening. Chills. There's just something about the way Joe Bowen goes, the Leafs win it in overtime! My favorite part is win it in. Just win it in. It flows out so well. And if you didn't see the game and you haven't seen the highlights yet, or you just want to watch it again, I didn't do the goal justice. Link in the underbar. Check it out. Question of the game. Was that the nicest Leafs passing play since before the lockout? I asked this in my Facebook earlier today. Please add me. And you guys had some pretty good other suggestions. There's Bozak to Kessel in overtime against Tampa last year. That was good. And someone posted a really good one. I think it was 06-07. McCabe in overtime against the Flyers. You know, often people go, he didn't deserve a secondary assist on that. Goals like this make you go, why not have 3? And the play by Phaneuf. And I'm hearing and reading stuff like, is Phaneuf the worst captain the Leafs have ever had? Boo. Let's say outrageous things based on small sample sizes to get people riled up. Shut up. With the Leafs playing well, with the team having to pull out all the stops in their playoff push, they have to travel to face the Flyers on the road. Number 1 team in the East, 2nd in the NHL, NBD. And as good as the Leafs have been in February, that sucks. But speaking of February, one more link that you have to click, underbar. Remember that thing I wrote last year about how the Leafs perform in March? Well, check it out. I'm editing it to include this year. And the answer, by the way, is very well. Can they?